Welcome to Remake TV. I'm Jasmine Bowen, and you are watching What's Going On. And on this episode, we have Frances Ann Solomon, and you are the founder of Carribean Tales. But before we get to her story, you see that lovely banner that's offering you a whole bunch of money? Do you want to win it? It's so simple. Click on that banner, enter your friend's information, tell them about all the great videos, like Frances, that you watch on Remake TV, and you could win $500 this month. $500 just for telling your friends about what you did today and what you watched. Sounds great? It gets even better. You could win $10,000. A one grand prize winner at the end of our contest will win $10,000. So after this video, make sure to enter our contest. But now, welcome Frances. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you, Jasmine.
So let's jump right into it. You're the founder of Carribean Tales, which is a huge organization. So why don't you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, we started Carribean Tales in 2001.
Okay.
Originally, it was a platform to show Caribbean content on the internet, and then we went into production. We developed a lot of documentaries, as well as a couple dramas, a couple feature films, and then in 2005 we started a film festival, the Caribbean Tales Film Festival, which ran in Toronto. It was a great thing, really, because originally we partnered with the government of Trinidad and Tobago. The first festival was a partnership with Trinidad to show films from Trinidad and its diaspora, so made by Trinidadians in England, in America, in Canada, and so on. And then the next year we partnered with the government of Jamaica to show a retrospective of Jamaican films, you know, going from How Do They Come. And then the next year we partnered with U of T, and we showed films about education from the Caribbean and so on. And then in about year 4, I happened to go to the Caribbean, to Barbados. I was based there teaching at the university, and the idea came up to have a festival there that would be based there. But the people who I was working with said, we don't just want to show films, we want to build the industry. We want to build an infrastructure for an industry. So we had not just the showcase of films, we also had an incubator where we trained people in how to develop market-ready content. We had a symposium where we brought people from around the world to work with to talk with stakeholders about their models for their film industries and how we might be able to build something viable in the Caribbean. We also had a pitch marketplace, and a lot of workshops and stuff like that. So that model of having different pieces. And then in 2010, we decided really that what we needed to do was to engage very directly with the monetization of Caribbean content. I mean, it's all right to make content, but we have to be able to sell it in the international marketplace in order to have an industry that is viable, that pays people, that people can live off, that contribute. Do you see what I mean? It's so you can't just make things and they go out there.
And they go anywhere.
Exactly. So we started Carribean Tales worldwide distribution. And we launched it at TIFF in 2010. 45 stakeholders from around the region, from around all the islands came up, and you know, they made quite a big splash. And so right now we've got Caribbean Tales production. We actually make films, and then we've got the Film Festival Group, which has festivals in Toronto, Barbados, New York annually, of which this one coming up is one. Then we've got the distribution company, Caribbean Tales Worldwide Distribution. We have about 100 properties now that we sell internationally. And then we have the incubator program, where we train filmmakers to develop market-ready content. We have two incubators a year, and this is in collaboration. The incubator program is in collaboration with the Sridath Ramphal Center at the University of the West Indies.
Now, so, what do you have to do to get into this incubator program? Because I know there's a lot of artists out there who are looking to build their skills. So what do you have to do?
Well, on our website, CaribbeanTalesEvents.com, there is an application process. So we have an incubator in Barbados in March, and then we have one that takes place alongside TIFF. So filmmakers come up, we do some training, and then they actually pitch their projects to buyers who are at the international.
Wow, so it's a great opportunity. Now, is there any sort of qualifications you need to participate?
It's a competitive process. So the first year we took about, like I said, there were 45 45 people who participated. This year we had about 25.
Yeah.
You know, so really it's and it's growing. It's a very popular program, and so we have a call for for submissions, and people respond to that.
Yeah.
And then there's a panel that selects the best projects.
It sounds like a great opportunity for young filmmakers who are trying to learn their skills and make the content. Now, going back to just the Caribbean Tales, where did you come up with this idea?
Okay, I mean, originally I actually, most of my professional life I spent at the BBC in England.
Okay.
So I worked my way up from being a production assistant to being an executive. And it was an incredible experience because there you had an organization which was vertically integrated, that created, produced, marketed, and distributed audiovisual content to an audience that loved it.
Right.
The British audience.
Yes.
And as a model, what they did was their creed, if you like, was to entertain, to educate, and to inform. That was what the BBC sought to do, and they made great quality content.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Exactly. So working there for 15 years, I really loved it, but I thought I wish we had this for our content. So in my little way, what I thought was when the internet came on the scene and things became possible in terms of cheaper distribution, cheaper marketing, cheaper production because of the the digital revolution, I thought we need to set up the same sort of platform which can create, produce, exhibit, distribute, monetize, get audiences. I mean, it's challenging because it's a new industry, and also because our audiences, in England is a place like that, but I mean, the content travels, but their home audience is England.
Yes.
But our region is a lot of different islands, and then a lot of our audience is actually in the diaspora. I mean, there's huge populations of Caribbean people in Canada, in the US, in the UK, etc. And then we have audiences of people of African heritage, for example, in Africa and stuff like that. So, reaching those kinds of audiences is a challenge, but with internet technology and stuff like that, it does become possible to target those kinds of audiences.
Now let's talk about just taking on that task. I mean, first of all, the BBC is a huge model. I mean, what was in you that thought I can not only take this on and, well, I guess the right word is copy it for my festival, but succeed? I mean, that's a huge model.
Well, there's two things. One is that I'm a filmmaker.
Okay.
I make films.
Yes.
And fundamentally, there's no point making films unless you're working in a context where, where there's an infrastructure to distribute, monetize. It's a waste of time. And so it was becoming more and more difficult for me to justify that. I felt like, okay, if nobody else is going to do it, then we have to do it ourselves. And the other thing to keep in mind is that the international film industry itself is only about 100 years old.
Yeah.
Everybody started from nothing.
It's true.
And all these technological advances have made it all much more possible, So to move on to the Youth Film Festival now, this year we have a festival every year in February, where we show Afrocentric and Caribbean heritage films to audiences of school children and university students. And this year we're partnering with TIFF. They also have a Black History Month program, and so we're partnering with them to show this amazing film called Mus Come.
And when we come back, we are going to be actually speaking to the director of this film, Storm. He's coming live to us from Jamaica, and we're going to watch a clip from Mus Come as well. So make sure to fluff your pillows, get a new mug of tea, whatever you're doing, come on right back to Remake TV.
Sometimes people try to come into the yard that is not family. We have to run them. This is a revolution. Motivated by love. How come every time I turn on my pipe, I don't see no water?
Welcome to the socialist experiment.
No. You need to do something about it.
Two roads before you, man. Take your choice, man. You cannot fight the righteous battle with weapons of war. I just join the army of destruction.